Good morning. You know when I'm dancing, it must be almost Friday, Clyde. And I'm
Oh, that's what that was.
I am
I
so
thought, see, oh, never mind.
I am so glad you guys joined us. Thank you so much. You will not be sorry. We've got a great show for you today, and some really cool Cincinnati history as well.
Yes, we do. Glad you joined us this morning, and good morning to you all. We got a little scoop for you to start things off on the program this morning, and I'll try to get it out of my mouth in English so that you understand what it is. But you know, today in 1904 is the day the first ice cream cone was created, Mona.
Really?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
You
indeed.
know what? I love a good ice cream cone, Clyde.
Yes, indeed. Well, you can thank Charles E. Menches. He had the idea as he filled a pastry cone with 2 scoops of ice cream, and voila, the invention of the ice cream cone. So I got to ask, you know what question is coming, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
And I'm just going to tell you. Go ahead.
a cake cone, waffle cone, or no cone at all, and you eat it out of a with a spoon?
No, no, that was just no. Any cone available. I love all 3 of those.
Oh,
In fact,
okay.
I got so excited about summer and ice cream. Plus, I don't know if I told you, I found a lactose-free ice cream. So I was eating it every day on a waffle cone every day. And I went to the doctor. And he said my cholesterol had gone up. He said,
See?
he said, you might want to watch dairy. And I'm like, oh, really? Right.
See, you took all the fun out of it, first of all. That was your
He
first
did.
mistake.
That's right. That's right. But I love them all. So, yeah.
Well, good. You know, we've got a lot, as Mona said, we've got a lot coming your way this morning. And later on, we'll dive into a Cincinnati Curiosity. And you know how much fun those are. This one's going to take you back to your childhood. And we'll have some tips about how to safely enjoy a fun summer water activity. But first this morning, Mona has got a great story that you want to see about Furniture Fair and how they're giving back to the community.
You know, when you're hungry, it's hard to concentrate on anything else. In fact, research shows that hungry kids are more likely to miss school and can be more vulnerable to getting sick, which is why Furniture Fair, WCPO 9, and the Scripps Howard Foundation are teaming up with the Free Store Food Bank to feed our children. And to tell us more, I want to welcome Ed Hartman from Furniture Fair and Tricia Rayner from the Free Store Food Bank. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Thank you.
Tricia, tell us more about the Power Pack program at the Free Store Food Bank.
Our Power Pack program has been going on for many years, and what's important about it is that it helps feed kids specifically over the weekend. So we're currently in 105 schools, and we produce 215,000 Power Packs that go out to those schools each and every weekend, again, to help feed kids. So we're proud to be able to continue the program. We know that the need is great, and we'll continue to try to figure out ways to help feed kids through Power Pack, our school pantries, and with our teachers.
Ed, why did Furniture Fair decide to get involved in this particular program?
You know, Furniture Fair likes to be involved in community and engagement and outreach. And this year we've kind of, like everybody else, have kind of had to pull in the reins on a lot of our philanthropy work that we do through the around the Tri-City and the Tri-State area, actually. We always like to get involved with kids. And, you know, when someone is deprived of food, that affects them in so many different ways. I know it does myself. So if children, obviously they can't focus in school, they can't, and it's going to be hard enough with the virtual learning for them or whatever the program may be. We're proud to be a part of this program of Feed the Children, and you need some help. So I can't present you the actual money. I can't present you a nice check, but I can say this: Furniture Fair is going to donate $2,000 to help you feed these children.
That's amazing.
We want to be a part of it.
That's amazing. I can't thank you enough. And $5 buys one pack for a child for the weekend, 200 provides them for the school year, and that $2,000, it goes a very long way. Thank you so much.
Well, you're quite welcome. We're glad to be a part of it, believe me.
And if families want to get involved and share in this generosity, like Furniture Fair, how can they donate?
Sure. Well, you can jump online to the freestarfoodbank.org. You can go to WCPO's website and click on the link where you'll see Furniture Fair and the Scripps Howard Foundation link on the website. We're making sure that all of the people that give, we thank and we reach back out to tell them that they make a difference. And whether it's $5 or $2,000, every gift makes a difference, because we can help feed kids across the tri-state for as long as we can, and we'll continue to do that. So every dollar makes a difference. If you go to either one of those websites, you'll be able to donate online.
Ed, Tricia, thank you so much for talking to us today. Great program.
I can't thank you enough.
Well, bless you, Tricia. Bless Scripps, Furniture Fair, and all the people that will get out there, dig deep, and help feed these kids.
With more hot days in our forecast, a lot of people are flocking to the tri-state's many lakes and rivers to stay cool. But before you start paddling, safety should be at the forefront of your mind. And here now to talk with us a little bit more on that issue, Henry Dorfman, a longtime paddler and head of the Facebook group Cincypaddlers. Henry, thanks for talking to us this morning.
I'm happy to.
Well, let's start with perhaps the most basic issue. Are the local waters dangerous, and if so, how?
Well, they may appear to be benign, but experienced paddlers say never turn your back on the river. The three most common threats are, number one, strainers, and they're so called because water goes through, people don't. They're usually in the form of downed trees, and paddlers are swept under the trees and held there by the current. The second most common is foot entrapment, and that is people try to stand up in current, and their foot becomes entrapped in rocks or other debris.
What kind of equipment should kayakers have?
Well, the number one piece of equipment they should have is their PFD or life jacket, which you can see I'm wearing. And we always wear them when we're on the water. Once you get into trouble, it's too late to use it. Some of the other things, you can see I'm wearing a helmet. If you're in a kayak that has thigh braces or other intense outfitting, you always want to be wearing a helmet. And I always carry, and most experienced paddlers carry, a paddling safety knife. Because when people get entangled in ropes or vines, you want to be able to free them up.
How big a problem is drinking on the water?
Drinking on the water is a big problem in boating because we rely on things like judgment and also balance. And balance is very important in kayaking. So just a few drinks or a few gulps impairs those and puts you in greater risk.
Okay, so we've talked about some of the things people should be aware of in terms of safety, but let's talk about the beauty aspect of this. What are some of the best places to kayak in this area?
Well, Grayson Lake in Kentucky reminds me very much of the Grand Canyon. It's absolutely gorgeous with limestone and sandstone formations and gorges. For those of you who like a little whitewater, Rocky Fork Creek is absolutely gorgeous.
All right. Well, you've shared a lot of knowledge with us, and I know there's a whole lot more to share. So if people want to find out more about kayaking, about water safety, how can they connect with you?
Well, they can search Cincypaddlers. It's an IO group on the web, or they can go to our Facebook page, which is Cincypaddlers.
Okay. All right. Henry, thank you so much for sharing both your passion and your expertise. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, I gotta confess, my favorite part of elementary school was when the bell rang for lunchtime. Yep, I loved sloppy joes and tater tots. Those were my favorites. But guess what? It's hard to believe, but school lunches were not always part of the school day. In fact, the creation of the school lunch program was all thanks to a Cincinnati teacher. And here's her curious story.
From pizza day to mystery meat, everyone has memories of their school cafeteria, but few people know that school lunches were created right here in Cincinnati. The creator of school lunches was a teacher named Ella Walsh. Now, she was a teacher at Jackson School, deep in the poorest pocket of Cincinnati's West End, and her students were distracted, lethargic, and most obviously, hungry. A lot of students came to school without breakfast. Since there was no place to eat at school, the students were sent home for lunch. Instead of going home, they often bought pretzels or candy from street vendors. Those students who did go home often found nothing to eat, or worse, a glass of beer from the family bucket. In 1908, the Cincinnati School Board decided to stop teaching classes in school basements. At Jackson School, this opened a substantial amount of space, and Miss Walsh suggested converting the basement into a lunchroom. The school board gave their approval and allocated some money for equipment and furnishings. Within a month of its first meal, the school lunch program had demonstrated its effectiveness. Initially, lunch was limited to soup served in white enameled mugs with egg salad sandwiches, but the menu expanded rapidly to baked potatoes, sweet and Irish, sandwiches, vegetable soup, baked beans, and delicacies such as applesauce, apples, graham wafers, figs, and even ice cream. Although billed as a penny luncheon, the Jackson School program charged a penny for each item. So soup and a sandwich would have cost 2 cents, and some applesauce or even ice cream would have cost another penny. Parents loved the idea. Even the poorest families could usually afford a bowl of soup. If a hungry boy or girl didn't have that penny, well, the soup was nonetheless forthcoming. Parents began contacting Miss Walsh for recipes because their children complained that home-cooked meals weren't as tasty as the dishes they got at school. Within 10 years, 20 Cincinnati schools had lunch programs serving approximately 10,000 meals a day. By 1919, the price of lunch had risen to a nickel, and the organizers measured success by weighing the school children to show that they were gaining weight by eating lunch at school. Pupils who bought the nickel lunches added an average of 6 pounds. A plaque recognizing Ella Walsh's creation decorates the Cincinnati School Board.
And it all started right here. Who knew? Cincy Lifestyle will be back in just a few minutes.
You know, folks alive in the 60s, 70s, and 80s can remember how the suburbs exploded, and that hollowed out a whole lot of urban neighborhoods. But now the trend is going in the opposite direction, and once gutted communities are finding new energy, new residents, and new life. One example of this is just around the block in Northside.
Like an unstoppable avalanche of urban development, Cincinnati spills down Ludlow Avenue, crosses I-74, and rolls up against Mount Airy to form the community of Northside. In fact, it is I-74, begun in 1974, that gave us the boisterous, colorful community. Interstate construction cut Cumminsville in two, and the northern half became known as, well, Northside. You can see the community's origins emblazoned on what is today the Cumminsville branch of the public library. Northside is a state of mind as much as it is a zip code, a hotspot of modern culture, a loud, joyous celebration of diversity of all kinds, religions, lifestyles, orientations, income levels, and political. Quite unlike any place in Cincinnati. That diversity shows up along Hamilton Avenue, which runs through Northside like an exposed, twitching nerve. Here you'll find African artifacts for sale at the Joseph Clark Gallery. Up the block and across the street, wordplay, committed to hatching creative writers. Next to it, Urban Legends, which investigates, well, urban legends. Northside boasts not one, but two beating hearts. Hoffner Park sits at Blue Rock and Hamilton, a peaceful village green of a park, a playground, and a home to the Northside Farmers Market. Its other heart is here, the American Can Company, once a symbol of American manufacturing decline,
Now the environmentally friendly home to a new wave of Northside residents. It is also home to Ruth's Parkside Cafe. This sprawling complex of lofts has touched off a ripple of new housing developments like these at Blue Rock and Hamilton. Northsiders like to eat, and so wedged in with tattoo parlors sit restaurants catering to a broad diversity of tastes. Longtimers such as the Blue Jay and newcomers such as Littlefields. For those with a sweet tooth, such bakeries as Benomine's on Blue Rock and Happy Chicks Bakery on Hamilton. Northside boasts plenty of watering holes too, but perhaps none like this one. Urban Artifact Brewery dispensing a sudsy local brew from what used to be a church on Blue Rock Road. Not a bad place to be an entrepreneur either. Located in the historic Hoffner Building, Spun, dedicated to celebrating bicycle culture, sells and repairs bikes, and its owner Dominic can tell you all about the history of this one on display. Need some retro chic? Check out Casablanca Vintage on Spring Grove. With all that eye candy, it's easy to forget that just a block away from either side of Hamilton Avenue, Northside has always been a place to live. Whether dressed for Halloween or for the election, its quaint Victorian homes promise a break from the hustle and bustle just a few steps away. A place to smell the roses, but also a place where there is always something new to discover just around the block.
Thank you so much, Clyde. All right, well, we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, Cincy Lifestyle has full episodes up on YouTube. Yes, we do. So you can find fun segments you've never seen before, or you can watch your favorites again and again. So subscribe right now on youtube.com/Cincy Lifestyle. We'll be right back.
All right, there you have a look at our region. PK, the director's been scanning all of the cameras available to him, and he's rolled out his color wheel. He sees such diverse colors as pink, gray, and green. So there you have it. Here's what you need to know about our weather today. It's going to be mostly cloudy, highs in the mid 80s, maybe a little warmer, but it's certainly going to be humid, and there is the possibility of a few storms here and there in our community. So be advised. All right, coming up here tomorrow on Cincy Lifestyle, we're going to talk to a prominent community member and author about his book, Crosswires. Author Greg Stallworth will tell us more about the premise of this book, the inspiration behind it, and whether he has other projects in the works.
That's going to be interesting, Clyde. And then we've got a world premiere video from local spoken word artist Siri Imani. She's sharing what the United Way means to her, and we'll give you a peek at how the video was made and be the first to show the full video to you. Yeah, we've got that exclusive right here and so much more tomorrow on Cincy Lifestyle.
Mona, in the minute we've got left, I want to go back to the conversation we had on the floor after we learned that Cincinnati was where school lunches started. And it's just fascinating about all of the firsts that happened right here in this community.
It really is. You know, being born and raised here, I did not know that about school lunches and the woman who started them. So I'm grateful to her. Boy, did she start a great thing.
And then there was the other thing that I found fascinating about, and Greg Hand's research, let's just point out that his research is awesome. But the fact that they put that school lunches added about 6 pounds on average to the weight of the students at a time when food was an issue, that's fascinating.
That is.
Well, all right. That is Cincy Lifestyle for Thursday, July 23rd. We certainly want to hear from you, so there are the multiple ways that you can reach out and tell us about things going on in your community or businesses that we ought to know about. You can reach us online, or you can give us a call in the old-fashioned Alexander Graham Bell way. Whatever you do, have a great day and get out and enjoy it. Make it a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.